Hello, welcome to today's analysis of the NQ and a little bit of the ES. It is Thursday, the 19th of December, and a bit cold out. And the markets are pretty erratic at the moment. So let's take a quick look. I want to do some trading today, so I'm going to this short. But we had the interest rate decision. Look at that. Pew! Huge drop. And I can't say that I didn't warn you. Really. Look at this. They came right into this RTH gap. It's crazy. Like, tap the 50% of this. Now they tore through all of this. And we've come back to this little area here. Which is a nice little zone, I must say. Right below us, we have these equal lows, which I remember confusing the hell out of me. And actually, like right below these equal lows, we have like some nice little levels that I've marked up. This one here. So these equal lows, shown by this, we have some nice levels down here. This was our last significant liquidity grab. Right now, we have obviously broken through a lot of structure. Right? We seem to be interacting with this little consolidation. And this was an FVG mitigation that seems to be serving as some kind of liquidity that was taken, and Asia created like a slightly bullish reaction off it. To be fair, money flow was thin as hell coming out in this drop. Very, very, very thin. So a bounce in this zone is not crazy. Like, I mean, look, it didn't like this. That was such a quick drop that, like, you know, a buy up is likely, in my opinion. How much of a buy up? Well, I don't know. What do we have above us? We go to the hour. Obviously, we have these huge vector recovery areas, and there are liquidity targets internally here that I would not mind having a look at. How much we retrace into this, you know, I have no idea. If we zoom out to the 12 hour, okay, let's go to the 12 hour. We have a breaker up here. We just hit a weekly level as well. Like, this zone is prime. It's prime for a little bounce, I think. Just for because contextually, what we've done coming into this zone, it seems to me like we could get a bit of a relief bounce. We have a high volume node around this zone. There is a breaker here as well. But I feel like there's a chance we actually might retrace a bit higher. We have a daily levels and weekly levels up here. And we have a 12-hour breaker. Which would be an interesting little area, honestly, to focus some kind of little short, depending on the liquidity that we take coming into that zone. But right now, I'm just kind of like saying, you know, they can mitigate this and start moving around inside here for a bit, and this does not seem like a bad area to kind of pull it back. It was such a quick drop, and we got a lot of like we got some absorption signs down here that, to me, you know, I could see a small retracement at least for now coming in. You know, like it's I don't know if it's gonna do this, like, you know, I don't really think so. But immediately, what we do have is this little kind of Sydney move here. We have liquidity above this and right above it here. This is the last little zone that I'm kind of considering a little point to watch. They had a little wash here. Above that, we have this anchored view up, and this is the bullish one. So the bullish one's a blue one. Red one's the bearish one. And yes, Asia moved sideways a bit here and it seemed to accumulate around these little zones. Where is my indicator gone? Back. There we go. Yeah, you know, I don't mind this little zone as a target, and because of the liquidity we took, yeah, relief back up to here, sure. Now, I am also aware of the immense levels below us, and the fact that we can just come into those levels and base out lower, right? I do know that's definitely a possibility. Just because of the context that we've been given for where we are in relation to where this drop stopped and the behavior we got around it, I feel like there is a bit of a chance of that today we could get a bit of a relief, kind of bounce back up. As we go down in the time frames, though, you do see that like there is selling pressure coming in, and that money flow is rather thick as we go down. So the bullish feelings that I get from being in this zone are higher time frame feelings. We just changed character on the larger scale of things, so you know, it doesn't mean that these kind of bullish signs have to materialize right now, right? They can chop around here for a while, they can do stuff, and they can maintain that whatever the bullish feelings that I'm kind of getting, right? So just keeping that into account. I think we came into a nice little area, but I feel like they could also just, you know, they could dance around here for a while and maintain that area, the worth of this area, right? It's kind of down here that I'm looking for. But either way, we had this huge drop. Immediately, so we had this push down, took some internal liquidity and broke structure up, and we're in the in UK now. I'm honestly seeing like they could take this Sydney's high and it not do much to the structure that we're in. I could see them coming up here, and you know, whatever US does, they can do crazy stuff to then bring it down in and hit the deeper supply. You know, it could do something like that. Definitely possible. So like I'm kind of playing this idea of grabbing liquidity while US is asleep, for the kind of late shorts that came into the market before US could potentially go and try and hit deeper bids, right? A lot of the times when you have these big flushes down, like there will be a relief back up and reclaim some of the liquidity left behind. Like it is just kind of how it works a lot of the time. How far up, I don't know, and that's the thing. But I'm gonna play as long as I feel comfortable playing very local pulls, and I feel like they want to keep going for up higher liquidity. I'll play that. Now, if we get kind of this stalling around, and it looks like we're actually distributing into this zone here, you know, I might change my tone. Maybe very slight mitigation of whatever gap that we're in here. You know, like namely, like kind of like this from here to here, like this kind of gap, which we're right in now. Like they can be fine with just taking that and moving down deeper. This is a huge break, so I'm keeping my eyes open for timings of moves and behavior around certain times and everything to see if they do want to focus higher liquidity. I might ride that. But the low that we put, the extreme low down here, is kind of irking me. with the fact that this is also like a micro break of structure and everything here is internal. So like this is kind of irking me, what we did down here. And there is always a chance that this, you know, I mean, this could be it. This could be their mitigation, and they could start bringing it down from here. And if they do, that's fine. I have models to deal with it. Timing models to understand what they're actually doing. But taking into account the larger time frame liquidity that's just been decimated, I also do see a small relief pump potentially coming in. But yeah, it's a very emotional time, especially with this huge drop. Like, we could just get huge sell-offs right now. So it's not me saying, oh, we should long. I'm aware that they could do that, and it potentially could be a nice little trade. Just even up until this block. Like, we've the naked point of this block here. If we want to take it for granted that this change of structure down here, or this break of structure, very small one, is valid, even though we've changed character internally, if we want to assume that this big break of structure is valid enough to keep it going down, you know, they could just tap a block in and distribute into it, or mitigate and distribute into it. So we don't have to necessarily take this high. But I like the look of it, right, for a pull. It's a nice pull to swipe, whether it's UK or US, I don't know. It is Thursday, and it's after this huge move down, this expansive Wednesday move down. So there is a chance that it just rolls over, right? There is always that chance. We also have like kind of stacked Asia's lows down here, right? So, you know, that is also a thing. They're also a target. But I mean, US or UK can just do this thing where it leaves, you know, it takes Asia's high and then it just doesn't stop. Or it takes Asia's low and it just doesn't stop. And then it waits, and then US comes in and then does the cleanup, right? So I'm open to that. I'm open to it. All in all, if you go back to my video on Tuesday, I was saying, guys, they can knife it down. And in the grand scheme of things, it won't make much of a difference. We had really high time frame SMT showing up, so ES was just making consistent lower highs, while the NQ was pushing up and up and up. So, you know, there were signs of it. I didn't take any shorts. It was just too late for me to be thinking, oh, I'm going to open a short and go to sleep while FOMC is on and the interest rate decision's on. No, thank you. Not my idea of fun, or something that is good to do. But yeah, I was saying that, guys, they can just knife this. They could just knife it. Really, like, really, they can knife it a lot. Like, there's a lot here. By God, there's a lot. But anyway, we're not there yet. We're not focused on that yet. We're focused on what has just happened and the local areas we just come into. But the thing is, you know, once they're happy enough with what they've done in here, like, they can just ruin a lot of people's days. Ruin a lot of people's days. So just keep an eye out, okay? This is a big shift. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to play the local pulls, as always. Get a few scalps if they present themselves to me. I'm aware of the little relief we can get. And I'm aware that they can just keep it going down. So I'm going to read what they're giving me. And yeah. That's it for today. Stay safe, guys, with the markets at the moment. You know, coming up to Christmas and the holiday season and stuff, it gets a bit mental. So just be careful when you're trading. All right, peace, and we'll see you tomorrow.